The Maritime Hotel in Dusseldorf, and two novices on the stage. Richie Edhouse, a man who made his European Tour debut at the Dutch Masters in February against a man making his debut full stop. It's Harry Ward, a teenager from Swadlincote in Derbyshire, on the big stage for the first time. And talking of first times, it's my first time alongside Paul Nicholson for this one.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. Dusseldorf, a wonderful place to play darts. Great to be here as a player. Fantastic to be here as a commentator. But these fans have really brought it this afternoon. I think a Friday afternoon on the European Tour, noted as being quite quiet, but not in Dusseldorf.
Absolutely not, no. I mean, there's an insatiable appetite, wherever you go in Germany for the European Tour events, well, for darts full stop. And even the host nation qualifiers will give the home crowd something to shout about over the course of the weekend, especially the likes of Max Ott, the World Youth Champion. Much expected of him, but right now it's the turn of two young Englishmen, Richie Edhouse and Harry Ward. Ward, a big occasion, and I suppose he can't really let it get to him.
No, it's a big occasion for a big young man, but he's against a player here in Richie Edhouse. He's got a nickname, Madhouse, and I know from... I don't know much about Richie, but I know he's got that nickname for a reason.
Well, I'll tell you what, Harry Ward almost kicked off there with the big one. Bouncing out, very unfortunate start. What I do know about Edhouse as well is he had a good run in qualifying. He beat Steve Beaton 6-4, and we've seen from Beaton recently in Blackpool what he's still capable of doing. And Edhouse then overcame Ricky Williams 6-4 as well, who's had his moments.
115.
But when you look at Harry Ward's qualifying route as well, Joe Cullen 6-3. Now Joe has been putting in the shifts and doing some real serious business in Europe
100.
of late. He's a player who's made a good progression over the last 12-18 months or so, and Harry Ward beat him 6-3 and then dismissed Curtis Hammond as well, so we shouldn't write him off. He's got
96.
Plenty behind him.
These guys should have really good experience of, really good wins recently, because when you talk about the likes of Steve Beaton and Joe Cullen, this year they've been lighting it up. So when you're beating players like that, you're obviously playing well.
Well, Harry had the chance there of the biggest finish of the lot, 58. But it wasn't to be, but he will return. Could have made a bigger indentation in that. As it is, Edhouse was looking to keep tabs on
57. Harry, you require 112.
Now, Richie Edhouse, to me, looks a little bit more like Andy Hamilton in the throw. Very deliberate to bring it forward, then back. There is a lot that can go wrong with that.
Team shot in the
There's
first
nothing wrong with that
leg.
whatsoever for Harry Ward. A great way to start the match for him.
Second leg, Harry to throw first. Game on.
Well, if he had any nerves beforehand, he's not showing them now, and I think they've just totally dissipated with that stylish checkout to get things underway. It's a very early break.
100.
The question now is, can he consolidate it?
He's got big H on the back of his shirt. There's plenty of room on that shirt. He is a big unit.
95.
And that's not an insult, because he's bigger than me, and if it was an insult, I'm sure he'd tell me. But if you're going to have nerves coming into your first European Tour event, the way to get rid of them is to start solidly. He's done that. Lovely check out to start the match, and now we can just get into his rhythm.
Yeah. I might have done him a bit of a disservice earlier when I said about, lacking the big stage experience, but he was a finalist in the BDO World Youth Championship last year, lost to Colin Ruloffs. So he has 55. Been involved on the big stage to some extent before anyway.
And that's no shame. Colin Ruloffs is a very, very good young player, and I think we will see much of him in the future.
140.
Now what's happened here? It's suddenly gone a bit darker. It looks as though it had gone. Has it always been that dark at the front and the back?
100.
No, I think that's a bit of a malfunction, but famously Raymond van Barneveldt hit a 180 in the dark in Las Vegas. Maybe they're trying to do the same here.
I remember in Mulheim last year the lights went out completely.
40.
And we had a
146.
Fairly significant delay. Not a thing like this, of course, but might be something they'll need to look at the end of this leg. Oh, he's just checking his whereabouts here, Harry.
94.
He did the right thing there. Maybe he couldn't see 90. Whether it was in or not because of the lights or not. Single 20. He's going to bullseye to break back.
65.
Good line.
Harry, you require
just a bit
52.
too much weight on that dart. But Harry can hold with a double 16. He's already hit it in the match. Double eight it is.
Shot in the second leg.
And he's
Harry
punished him.
Hurling Richie to throw first.
This is like darts after dark at the moment. It's
Yeah, well, I think they're also struggling to see the scorers work as well on the side of the
100.
stage.
well, fair credit to the players and the referee. They're just getting on with it. It's the same for everyone. Well, a few players who would just stand back and say, let's get this fixed. But these guys,
140.
they've got the adrenaline pumping through their veins. They just want to play darts, and that's
Yeah.
commendable.
Testament to them.
60.
As I said at the outset, Richie has European Tour experience. As the lights come back on, let there be light, we said, and there it is. Had a fairly good run in Van Rijk earlier this year.
134.
Admittedly, was given a bit of a helping hand by Robert Thornton, who pulled out with illness, so he was given a bye in the second round. Then lost to Chizzy in the last 16. But beat Martin Schindler in his opening match. The lights are flickering here as well. Now, that can be a distraction when they're
83.
flicking on and off.
That's probably the worst thing that could happen. But let's hope that doesn't continue. Funny you mentioned that.
97.
Dutch
Harry
Darts Masters.
144.
In order to qualify for that event, he actually beat me in the final.
Right.
That was the first time I met him. And you don't forget people who beat you.
60. Richie require 104.
This is really important for Richie now. Probably stay there for double 12. So he's going to give Harry Ward another chance.
82. Harry require 84.
Harry's going to think it's Christmas. 84 is a lovely, lovely shot. He's going to go 14. Went for the treble, but got the single. Now it's the bull. But that's a great
52.
lead in case Richie
Richie require
Edhouse
22.
can't hit double 11.
Yeah, it's awkward, or it can be awkward for many
Shot in
players,
the
but
third
not
leg,
for Richie
Richie
Edhouse, and he needed that.
Full flag
And
Harry
that
to
was
throw
effectively
first.
set up by that last
Game on.
start with the previous visit of treble 19. It was fairly significant in terms of setting that up, and Richie Edhouse just needed
81.
something. He needs a platform on which to build here, and he's got that now. But Ward still with the break of throw.
Certainly did need that platform. If it had been 3-0 with 2 breaks,
It's a long way back.
comes a lot
77.
more different situation than 2-1. 2-1, you're definitely in the game.
100.
So far, though, I'm very impressed with Harry Ward. I like his throw.
Yeah.
I like his composure. He just gets on with it.
He looks confident as well. I mean, he just does not look
41.
overawed in the slightest.
Well, that's young dart players for you in the world at the moment. It's just they're young. They seem to all be taller as well, which is
Yeah.
quite annoying. It
some-
makes them very
Yeah,
imposing.
you're right. It's almost like
140.
success of youth is breeding success and confidence amongst the other players. You look at someone like Dimitri Vandenberg, just oozes confidence every time he goes out on stage. He might not always win matches,
140.
but just looks very comfortable out there, doesn't look overawed, doesn't look nervous.
So who do we have?
Because they're amongst others, amongst the contemporaries, aren't they?
So who do we have to blame for all of these young kids coming through? So
140.
let's wrap them off. We'll talk about the likes of Van Gerwen,
Well, who's only 26 still himself. so,
absolutely,
you know.
Aaron Monk,
45.
James
Harry
Hubbard.
require
It's
40.
all their fault. So the elder statesman, which I can probably call
In
myself one
charge
of
of
them
the
now,
full flag, Harry Ward.
it's getting a lot harder because these kids are not afraid of anything.
And it's also a very competitive circuit. Isn't it? You've got the Challenge Tour,
140.
Development Tour. It's almost lends itself, doesn't it, to this environment that they're going to find themselves in sooner or later.
If you think about what these guys have been doing over the last 12
85.
months, Richie Edhouse plotting his trade on the Challenge Tour, going to qualifiers for these kinds of events, has found himself in his second European Tour event, Harry on his first.
96.
But there's a gradual progression there. Richie has won on the Challenge Tour, Harry has made a semi-final on the Challenge Tour, but they've managed to get here. They'll say this is the next step. And
41.
then after this, the next step is to win these games and get on the Pro Tour and win more matches.
Yeah, it's significant as well that Challenge Tour event that Edhouse won was about a month after Venlo as well, so he
95.
clearly had a bit of momentum behind him as well. He picked up another $2,000 for that as well, so he's got the financial cushion to work with. Sponsors come on board as well, you assume, on the back of success.
27.
It's all part of the
Richie
process.
require 170.
And we'll see Edhouse again in Mulheim, by the way, at the European Trophy in September. He's qualified for that already too, so he's got that
81.
security blanket as well.
It's always good to have something to look forward to in the darts world as well. I think when you hit this point of the season where all of the big guns are going to be going to Australia for the World Series over the course of August and early September,
99. Richie
there's not
require
much for the
89.
other guys. But if you've got that to look forward to in September, that is absolutely huge for your season.
Yeah, 3 tournaments back-to-back on the European Tour in early to
57.
mid-September. Mulheim, Sindelfingen, and in between, Sindelfingen and then Leipzig as well, or it's the other way around, isn't it? Sorry, in Riesa.
Well, Edhouse is in charge here.
Richie
in order to stay in
requires
touch
32.
with Harry Ward, he's got to hit this double 16. Slightly awkward, that one. Went high, did the right thing, but double 8.
Ooh,
16.
he went low.
He's
Well,
okay, though.
he's okay. He's got the security blanket there. Ward, all he can do here is try and land a couple of punches.
81. Richie requires
No.
16.
You suspect it's not enough. Won't want to mess about too much longer here, though, Richie. Just stepping over to the right-hand side of the oki to generate the space.
No sure.
And that was way south as
Harry
well.
requires 121.
Yeah, 2 of those darts weren't the best. Just getting a little look from George Noble, the referee there. Not supposed to step onto the left-hand side of the oki. Got to go to the right.
53.
So if he does that again, he will
Richie
get
requires
a word
16.
in his ear.
Game short and a fifth.
That's all he's worried about at this
Edhouse.
point.
Yeah, George just having a quick word with him about that.
6 flag Harry to throw first.
And the reason they
Game
do
on.
that is because you can see the camera on the left side of the board. You don't want to be walking in front of that, just so you guys at home can see everything.
54.
Pretty tough one to call at the moment. Harry's got the break. Very, very important in matches like this, which look like they're at the same
100.
standard. Richie's got a very good reputation down in the southeast of England, where he's from. Playing local competitions. When he goes there, he does win a lot of them.
134.
I don't think we've seen the best of Richie Edhouse yet. I think this is a gradual progression for him. I think over the course of the next 18 months, we'll find out
100.
really what he's made of. With the black and white shirt on, Harry Ward could only be from really a few
140.
places in England, one of those being Derby. One could be Newcastle, and the other one could probably be Exeter.
Well, talking of Newcastle, he's been managed by Tommy Cox,
60.
the PDC's former tournament director as well, so he's got that northeast connection behind him as well.
It definitely makes sense with the black and white shirt then, because Tommy Cox is about as Newcastle as it gets.
126.
But he might be a Derby County fan as well. He's from Swadlincote in Derbyshire. But I think it's Tommy's influence, maybe.
Tommy's got a lot of
57.
influence, and we thank him for everything he's done for the
47.
sport.
Absolutely. Yeah, Tommy backing him as he put in the nuts and bolts on the PDC Youth Tour
31.
during the course of 2015 when he reached the final of the World Youth Championship. Now then, Richie, you suspect
85.
the
Harry
opportunity to
requires
break
16.
has passed him by here, and he's running out of opportunities to break. Harry's in a good position. If he can hold his throw between now and the end of the match, then he'll be home and host. Although
8.
maybe just the
Richie
door's
required
been left
99.
slightly ajar here for Richie.
I was just about to say, don't make any mistakes, Harry, because you could be punished,
Oh,
and you might be punished in the worst way.
79.
Great effort from Richie.
Harry, you require 8.
And
Terrific.
don't make another mistake, young man.
Terrific effort from Richie. Harry Ward can't afford to
Game
pass
shot
this
and
one
a
up, and he
six flag.
doesn't.
Harry
First
Ward.
time of asking, takes
7
that
flag
double
Richie
four.
to throw first. Game
And he
on.
has that two-leg cushion back intact once again, but Richie looking to get out of the blocks quickly here.
135.
Yeah, taking control of this 7th leg. Absolutely vital to get out of the blocks quickly.
Now, looking
40.
at match play, Richie will look at this leg as key, because he doesn't want to see Harry get to 5 legs. I think what's interesting as well, if you look at the difference in the
100.
throws between these two guys, the backlift when they set themselves, here with Harry, it's very small. It's back maybe an inch, and a lot of force in that rather large arm that he has.
55.
But with Richie, it's forward quite a lot. Like I mentioned earlier, like an Andy Hamilton, it's a way of, I think, loosening up the elbow before every dart is thrown.
137.
And there are fundamentals in the game, stance, angle of attack, all this kind of thing. But what we tend to find
38.
is that
Richie,
the
you require 129.
most unconventional styles tend to be the best. Look at Phil Taylor.
Well, you talk about unconventional styles. I mean, you've got John Henderson rocking all over the place and
89.
head bobbing forward. Mensur Sulovic with his little twiddle of the middle finger and thumb, and his propensity to take a little bit longer than most.
Suljovic is the the ultimate unconventional
24.
artist, but he is
Richie
very
require
effective.
40.
Yeah, he's had a terrific 18 months. Another player who made giant strides last year.
Game shot and a 7
And
flag.
Richie's
Richie
done
Edhouse.
what he
Hey,
set
flag
out to do
Harry
here. That
to
was the
throw
first
first.
objective, just to hold throw. Couldn't
Game on.
afford another break of throw there. The average is not a great deal in them, actually. Richie's 84 and Harry Ward down at 82.88. So he's bossing the averages, but it was those
43.
missed darts earlier at doubles that really cost Richie the crucial break.
There's a lot of young dart players out there, same age as
60.
Harry, thinking, I want to be there. Well, you kids at home, I'll give you one piece of advice. It's not about averages. It's about game play and match play. Do the right thing at the right time and you could be very, very good in this game.
97.
So if you're saying to yourself in your bedroom or your practice area, I want to get a 90 average or a 100 average, forget about it. Put it to the back of your mind and just play the game in front of you.
60.
That's what Harry Ward is doing, and that's why he's 4-3 in front. It's very hot on that stage. I was up there before we started
60.
the coverage today, just testing what it was like. It was very warm, but over the course of this weekend, it will get hotter and hotter and hotter.
And when the crowds
96.
build up as well, there'll be a full house inside or a near full house inside tonight as well. That will just raise the mercury a little bit more as well.
28.
Cracking
Ooh.
games for the rest of the day. One in particular that I'm looking forward to. Jamie Caven versus Christian Kist. I think that'll be a rip stomper. But Christo
131.
Reyes versus Kyle Anderson. I would pay money to watch that game
Yeah.
right now. That is going to be brilliant.
Yeah, Kyle had a terrific run to the semis in Vienna last time on the European Tour.
140.
He's had a
Richie
very,
require
very good year so
154.
far as Kyle Anderson.
It's an interesting leg now.
It
Richie
is.
either brings this down now, which he's done.
100.
That is a
Harry
fantastic
require
dart.
133.
Because if he didn't, he was under the cosh.
Yeah, that visit of 28 from Ward a few moments ago could count against him here. Might get himself back on track here, though.
93.
And he
Richie
has to an
require
extent.
54.
He's set it up nicely, but Richie Edhouse, 54, tops he wants, 2 goes at it to level things up just above the wire.
Game shot
Just
to
below
the
the
A
wire.
flag. Richie
We are back on
Edhouse.
terms once again here. 4 apiece.
9 flag.
And
Richie
Harry
to
Ward there
throw
punished for that
first.
one visit of
Game on.
28 that really cost him there. Cost him dear, lost all momentum. And Edhouse, credit to him, seized upon it really well indeed.
That double top was a fantastic shot. As you saw, just
93.
above the double top wire, it was a great guide. And as great guides go, that is the best you can get. However, it's really hard when you're under pressure to still hit that double. And he did it.
99.
And even more importantly was that treble 20 just before the visit for the 54.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't hit that, he might have only got one shot at the bull.
Best of 3 match.
131.
Edhouse in the ascendancy had the advantage of throwing first as well. That is what it could boil down to in the end.
60.
It could indeed, because Harry Ward broke in the first leg of the match, took the advantage, but Richie, fair play to him, has wrestled it back.
140.
And he's just taken another step in the right direction as well there. 205 the deficit minus these. He needs to make inroads here. Needs, well, only one treble now.
41.
Up
Richie
for
require
grabs.
137.
And for me, the momentum has completely shifted in this match now. The look of the players has changed.
57.
Harry looks like he's under pressure. Richie looks like he's on ice, just cruising along. He looks like he's enjoying himself more now than he was at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, absolutely.
100. Richie require 80.
Look, he can't wait to get to the hockey. He's going to have tops.
Again.
Game shot
And
and
once
a 9
again, no
flag.
mistake from
Richie
Richie
Edhouse.
Edhouse.
10 flag Harry to throw first. Game on.
Well, you can see why he was looking to get to the hockey really quickly, because he really wanted to hit tops. No mistakes. And he's in the driving seat.
134.
But let's not forget, it's still on throw. Harry can hold his throw here with a great start there, I might add. This game could go to the wire. It's going to be
99.
very exciting.
Yeah, 11th leg. Anything can happen if we get that far. Harry Ward simply has to hold throw here. Going the right way about it, isn't he? 134, backed up by a 140. Just what he needed. And when he needed it most as well, he seemed to have lost his way, but he's just got something going once again here.
98.
And Richie knows it.
The most apt thing that Phil Taylor has ever said, in my opinion, is that you can't practice putting yourself in these positions. Now, these guys don't have a lot of European Tour experience. Richie has a little bit more. But when you're 5-5 on a European stage, to get through to play the seeds, you find out what kind of player you really are.
Yeah, yellow class is the incentive here as well for the winner of this one. Will it be Ward? Will it be Edhouse? It remains up in the air. It's just above the wire, though. He's got 103 remaining here.
100.
You won't mind that. You would have preferred having 43 left. But 83 is good. But what pressure is he going to be under? A lot of it.
125. Harry, you require 83.
Now what you got, young man? 83, there's only one route for that. 66. Double 9. Oh, good effort.
65.
But
Richie,
he might not
84.
come back to the board because Richie Edhouse has 64 left with 2 darts in his hand. It's going to be double 11. He's already hit it in the match. And he has again for a 6-4 victory. Richie Edhouse's experience in the Dutch Masters, I feel, is gold there. And he's taken out Harry Ward of the Derbyshire area. And he progresses to play Yellow Classic next.
Yeah, very well done indeed, Richie Edhouse. He was in trouble early on in that one, but came through, and as Paul said, perhaps that experience
Richie
in the end.
Edhouse setzt sich durch, zieht also in die zweite Runde ein. Und natürlich auch nochmal einen Applaus für Harry Ward. Congratulations, Richie. What was a kind of a comeback in that match?
Well, yeah, it's hard. He's a very good player, and he got in front. I was like, oh well, and just generally tried my hardest. I'll never give up.
Yeah, it looked like that you felt more and more comfortable on stage the longer the match was going.
Yeah, I mean, you feel when you're losing, it does feel more comfortable because you relax so much because you think it's all over. So sometimes it helps, but
Jelle Klaassen is waiting.
I know, what a player. You know what I mean? But I enjoy it. I'll play him the same as I play here. Hopefully better, but.
And the crowd is good.
Oh, lovely. All the songs, I love it.
Richie, thank you very much. Richie Edhouse, fordert also Jelle Klaassen dann heraus morgen Nachmittag. Und er sagt, er ist ein bisschen nervös in die Partie reingekommen. Der hat sich schwer getan, das Match aber dann doch noch drehen können. Aber das war heute gar nicht so einfach. Trotzdem, je länger die Partie andauerte, desto besser wurde Richie Edhouse. Und damit kommen wir gleich zur dritten Partie. Griffith Shawn, einer der Außenseiter beim Wettanbieter, gegen den Warrior Wes Newton. Bis gleich.